rising, my friends. Today's gonna be a beautiful day. The first thing I like to do every morning is wake up the house, say good morning to my plants and to my kitties. I wanted to start this video the same way I start a lot of my mornings, quietly. Today I'm using spiced passionberry tea from Sugar Muses, a beautiful fruit tea blend that immediately felt comforting and warming. While I wait for the water to boil, I usually read, and right now I'm sitting with this Brigid book that I received from the Sugar Muses box. I'm not studying to mesmerize, I'm just reading to listen. I like to read slowly and see what actually sticks and what wants to be carried forward. Brigid to me isn't about rigid tradition. She's about warmth, creativity, and tending to what matters. I don't feel called to do everything exactly how it is written, and I think that's okay. I always like to put my own spin on things, create my own magic within the magic that is gifted to me. I let tradition guide me, but intuition decides how it shows up. And this book has given me so many great ideas. I can't wait to get creative with my rituals and my rites. For me, tea is where intention starts. As I stir my tea and set my intention for the day, I think of my goals, and I think of the clarity that I need and the patience I need to succeed. I also want to add some self-love. This is the way I love to start my day. It's quiet, intentional, peaceful. Every sip I take is just me checking in with myself before the day asks anything of me. This This is the Brigid cross that I received from my Sugar Muses Deluxe box. And I really wanted to make it feel like mine. And I know traditionally green ribbon in honor of the earth and the Celtic religion is traditional ribbon, or even purple I've seen on the Brigid's crosses. But I went with red. For me, I wanted it to represent what I'm feeling, my fire, the passion, love. Really get February's energy into this. And, I just wanted to make it mine. And I don't like to follow rules, I guess you can say. I just like to do what inspires me. And the ribbon you see me with here is actually something that I received from the dollar store for just $1.25. And I thought it was really cute with the hearts. And I just felt called to red for some reason. The oils that I'm using, one is from one of my favorite oil shops, Moonlight and Sage. And the other oil I am using is from a friend of mine. At first I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do to this cross. I just kind of cut the ribbon and let intuition guide me. And as I decorated the cross, I just really thought about what type of relationship I would love to have with the goddess Brigid. And this year, I will not ask anything of her. I just want to forge a relationship with her. And that's why I'm dedicating my altar to her. I'll be leaving her offerings throughout the week. And then on the 31st, I will buy her fresh flowers. And then perform the ritual that I've been working on to strengthen our relationship. I'll be reading more to get to know her better. And I just thought it was so interesting that she is a creator of so many things, the goddess of poetry and creativity and artistry. And she was a smithson and a midwife and all these beautiful things and so much more. And the goddess that protects women and the home, the goddess of the hearth, forge of the fire. And I was just like, wow, we have so much in common, because I love doing so many different things too. And I just also thought it was really interesting that this year, when I had my reading done for the year, the element of fire came up so many times, both in my own readings and in a reading that I had done for me. And I'm just like, yes, fire. So this year a lot of my magic will be more candle magic and more to learn about the element of fire and different ways I can incorporate it in my practice and represent it in my practice. And I'm just so grateful that my journey has led me here, because I've just been learning so much every day between reading and learning from friends. I just so grateful to be a part of such a beautiful place where learning is just so much fun. I love taking old traditions and intertwining them with new magic. I think it's so beautiful. And here, every ribbon that I tied in 2 knots, every knot was an intention. And I'm not doing a formal ritual here, just intentional, slow magic, layered into something simple. I love working with knot magic. It's something very easy that anyone can do. And I find it so satisfying. And I feel like it makes your magic stronger, if that makes sense. I would like to share with you all an excerpt from the Brigid book. Before I begin, just know before this, she was talking about how the Brigid's cross means so much to so many people, and she couldn't fathom why this cross made out of the straw could put such an imprint on people's lives. And I quote, "I did expand upon this common myth of St. Brigid and the construction of the St. Brigid's cross. Like many Christian stories, it involved a last-minute conversion of a dying person after simply laying their eyes upon the symbol of Christ. Even as a Christian child, I had a hard time wrapping my mind around these stories. How could a simple shape with barely an explanation cause such great change in a person's heart? Now, as a neo-pagan, I appreciated the story of St. Brigid and the pagan chieftain as a reminder that we can change the world with only what we have at our fingertips. In telling it for this book, I sat deeper with what that might have been going on during the time of the chieftain's passing, why he might have been open to accepting the new faith at the last moments, and what he could have seen in the cross that gave him so much comfort. I also sat with Brigid's compassion and her relentless resolve to be there for the man in his last moments alive. Her reflection: look all around you. What could you use within your grasp that could change the world? For me, it's my computer to write these words. It is also my phone to call someone and let them know they are loved. It is my window, which I can wave through to passerby on the street. What is available to you right now that you could use to change the world?" The St. Brigid cross is a prevalent image in contemporary Celtic Christianity and evermore a fixture in the neo-pagan revival. It is traditionally made from rushes, although it is quite easy to find representations in other forms. End quote. And I just wanted to read that to you because I thought that was beautiful. Like, what is in your grasp right now that you could use to change the world? That is such a great sentiment. Like, just think about it for a moment. What could you use to change the world that is in your grasp at this very moment? My space was still holding energy from my new moon working. I'm not ready to release it yet, and I think that's something we don't talk about enough. I want to bury it outside, but as you can see, I can't do that right now. And honestly, that's okay. Because for me, magic happens in layers. Some things need to rest before they're finished. And because I can't bury it just yet, I preserve it. I sealed it and I honor it and let it continue to work quietly. I want this to sit on my Brigid altar, blessed by her fire and intention. This video wasn't about performance, it was just about preparation. Here you see me cleaning my working space with my altar spray that I made myself. It's something that I've been making every couple of months or so. I have this Imbolc spellwork blend that I received from the Midnight Muses box, and I've only used a little bit of this, so I wanted to use this to dress my candles and add some lavender that I had grown in my own garden this year. But it has all kinds of goodies in there: cloves and mint, mugwort, and some other herbs. I thought that would be nice to incorporate that with my candles. And I chose green to represent the Celtic goddess and the earth, the renewal of spring. And then I chose red for fire, passion, love. And now I'm going to use these oils that I received from the witch's moon or the witch's roots. And I have a Celtic one, and then I have the roots fire. And I use those to anoint all my Celtic tools, and also use them to anoint Brigid's statue that I received from the witch's roots. I hope those of you that are still watching find this video relaxing, maybe as you're doing your own spell work. But I love to play with my herbs. I love touching my herbs and putting my intent in them. I pray over my herbs. Believe it or not, I did this for a lot longer than what's shown here. I did cut a lot of video out because I didn't realize how much time passes when you're praying over your items and putting your intent into them. I think sometimes I might even meditate without knowing I'm meditating. So this is the shorter version, believe it or not. It's still long, but I hope you're enjoying watching this as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And to be honest, sometimes I forget I was even recording, which is usually when I do my best work. So for the ritual that I'm doing for Imbolc, I'm using 2 candles because the red one is representing both myself and my family, and also Brigid. So when I do roll the candle, you'll see that I do start rolling it away from me, but then I turn it around and roll it towards me. And the same thing when I anoint this candle. I'll start at the middle of the base with my oil, and I will roll upwards towards Brigid and Spirit, and then I will roll downwards to bring what I'm calling in home, to my hearth. And then the green candle is strictly for Brigid herself, so you'll see when I do that candle that I roll it away from me because all that energy is going to Brigid. And then when I anoint the green candle, I will start from the base and work my way up. I know not a lot of people put oil on the inside of their candles, but it's just been something that I've been doing for a while. And I also find it very relaxing, and it puts me kind of in a trance, and I can put my intention into the whole candle. And also it warms up the candle a little bit, so it's easier to roll as well. Sometimes I will anoint the inside with herbs as well, but I just do the oil now, and I like the herbs on the outside. I mean, it's whatever you prefer to do. It's your magic. This is just the way I do mine. I still have oil on my hands, so I will use that excess oil to anoint my candle, and then I will dress her in the herbs. And when I'm done with both candles, you'll see me put them on a tray. And what you don't see me do is leave them out in the sun for the day. And then I will consecrate each candle with my intention once more. Like I said, my magic is always in layers. I know some people, they do quick, easy magic and it works for them, but I'm a little complicated and I don't know what to tell you, but I just love layering my magic. As we get into the next making of the green candle, I'd like to read you another excerpt from the Brigid book. And this part I loved so much because I am also a lover of animals, of all animals. And I think it's beautiful because Brigid, as an earth goddess, is also very penchant for working with animals. They speak their language and understand their impulses and command their movements. So here we go. As earth goddess, perhaps also in her warrior goddess guise. Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to say, and I quote. And I quote. As an earth goddess, perhaps also in her warrior goddess guise, and certainly in her role as a springtime goddess, Brigid had a responsive relationship with animals. In the practices of earth-based spiritualities and goddess worship, there is a frequent element of animal symbolism. When working these paths, animals may appear in synchronistic moments, in dreams or other images. Animals' appearances are important, but the meanings of such appearances can be confusing. In the search for possible meanings, there is a strong tendency among magic communities and practitioners to associate all animal symbolism with the practices and beliefs of the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Quite commonly, Celtic animal symbolism is interchanged with and perceived Native American animal symbolism. These assumptions are more often than not quite far from the truth. The beliefs of the different nations in the Americas vary, and the blanket symbolism does not apply. In addition, making the assumption that one facet of a Native American practice has an automatic parallel in Celtic spirituality is incorrect at best, disrespectful, or tokenistic at worst. Yet this does not mean that practitioners of faiths other than those of the Native Americans should avoid inspiration from spirit animals. The father of a close friend of mine, himself a Native American, once explained that working with animals symbolism is a deeply personal experience, not one that can be quickly explained by books or websites. My own experience with animal symbolism has come with observing what is unique about a creature in the context of nature. For example, dragonflies, my favorite, undergo a massive transformation from nymph to maturity. They also haven't changed much over the course of millions of years of evolution. Somehow, dragonflies got it right the first time. When I see a dragonfly, I personally accept it as a sign that some positive development is on its way, or that I'm doing what I should be doing. But my understanding of dragonfly symbolism will vary widely from that of someone else. Even my friend's father took the appearance of a dragonfly as a message from the Great Spirit, as that it is what the creature meant to him. And in working with Brigid magic, it may prove helpful to understand a little more about the symbol of the animal in the context of Brigid lore. Again, your personal connection trumps the definitions found in any book, but if you by chance happen to encounter a specific animal through dreams, visions, or in person, knowing more about Brigid's relationship to the animal will provide more fodder for thought. Animal encounters underscore important parts of the spirit journey. Paying attention to these encounters and giving them due process of thought will enrich magical work. End quote. So I wanted to give you all a couple of examples. To see bees may signify a gift of artistic inspiration from Brigid. It could also mean hard work shall shortly reap benefits. If you see a black rooster, because of its connection to my man Brigid, it may also be a sign to listen to advice of your ancestors or serve as a reminder to pay them homage or pray for them. In Brigid magic, the boar represents bravery, protection, and leadership, but also cooperation, kindness, and diplomacy. And I quote, "One could consider the cow to be Brigid's personal spirit animal and closest companion. The sacred cow is believed by some scholars to have symbolized the sacredness of motherhood. Through her milk, the life force itself was sustained and nourished. By no means a passive giver or of milk, Brigid represents an active mother fighting for the health, safety, and well-being of her offspring." End quote. If you see a dog or hound appears in your dreams or life while working with Brigid, it may warrant reflection on what resources you have in plenty and what things you might be able to share. And if you see a dragon in dreams or meditations while working with Brigid, it may mean that your sphere of influence has extended further than you might imagine. It might also be a call to set ego aside and perhaps show compassion for a competitor. It could also be a sign to call for Brigid's help if facing something threatening. If a fox should cross your path or enter your thoughts and dreams, reflect on this. If you're running up against something much bigger than yourself, the appearance or a dream of a fox may mean that Brigid wants to help you win your battle. The horse, and I quote, "The horse was certainly one of the more revered animals in the Celtic world, for transportation, battle, assistance, hunting, and even food when times were really rough. The horse was an essential part of existence. To have a horse meant accomplishment or victory was evident. To have your horse attacked or to attack one belonging to someone else would render your endeavors or theirs ineffective. Brigid's attack on the horses of the soldiers who refused to assist her sisters underscores the importance of the horse. In the myth above, Brigid also had a horse that came to her own aid." Encountering a horse on your Brigid journey may mean a personal sort of liberation. If you see an ox, it could be about reorganizing boundaries. And if you see a salmon, it is a reminder that not all is lost and there are benefits to be gained from the experience. The appearance of sheep in your Brigid journey may speak of health and renewal, like the early tides of Imbolc, caring for others, or some sort of leadership role. And if you should experience a snake on your Brigid journey, know that what might have been dormant in you or your life for a time is bound to receive new energy and renewal. Breathe, be present in it, and embrace the change. Brigid's vulture brings health through an ending. Acknowledge the pain, bless it, and release it when you are ready. Like snake, vulture also marks a new beginning. And then it left us with an exercise to figure out which one calls to us, and I just thought that was so beautiful and I wanted to share it with you all. So tell me, in your dreams or your thoughts or your meditations, what animal do you see and what does that mean to you? I would love to know. Please share them in the comments below. My altar was still missing the crystals that represent Brigid, so I went ahead and did some research and chose the crystals that I had that represent Brigid. And the first one that you'll see me here cleansing with Palo Santo will be the moonstone. And although Brigid is traditionally a solar deity, moonstone is used to represent her through the lens of her triple aspects, maiden, mother, crone, and her connection to cycles, intuition, and inspiration. This is a reflecting her multifaceted nature as a goddess of fire, water, and transformation. Smoky quartz correlates to the Celtic goddess Brigid through its deep ancestral connection to Celtic Druidism, representing earth, protection, and transformation. A stone of power used by Druids, it mirrors Brigid's role as a potent deity of the forge, fire, and earth, facilitating a connection to the grounding, stabilizing, and transformative aspects of her nature. Garnet represents Brigid as the patron, blacksmith, and transformation. The deep red color aligns with the fire of the forge, symbolizes intense heat, need to shape, create, and refine, reflecting her role in alchemy and metalwork. Also, garnet is associated with the heart, blood, and life force, which corresponds to Brigid's aspects of her as a muse, sparking Imbolc, which is Gaelic for fire in the head, the divine inspiration and creative spark for poets, artists, and healers. Garnet is also used as a shield against mirroring Brigid's protective side. Back to moonstone, it represents the goddess energy supporting women's reproductive health, fertility, and childbirth, reflecting Brigid's role as a midwife and a patron of the childbirth. While Brigid is associated with fire, she is also associated with healing waters, holy wells. Moonstone connection to water and tides mirror these cleansing, emotional, and healing aspects, also connected to the divine feminine and cycles of the moon. Smoky quartz, which is formed by natural radiation, is the earth, symbolizes transformation, endurance, and strength. This stone shields against negativity, which resonates with Brigid's protective nature over women, homes, and livestock. Used in divination to connect with higher realms, aligns with Brigid's association with prophecy, poetry, and wisdom. I know I'm cleaning more smoky quartz, but I almost forgot the most important. Sunstone. Sunstone is frequently used to embody Brigid's energetic qualities. Being born at sunrise, she is the goddess of the sun and dawn, associated with the early spring, the sun, and the fire in the head known as Imbolc. Her creativity, like poetry, and aligning with her role as a muse of artists and poets. She is also the keeper of the sacred eternal flame of Kildare. Sunstone corresponds to this, as well as the fire of the hearth, home, and fire of the forge, smithing and transformation. Sunstone strongly aligned with the Celtic goddess through its representation of light, fire, and energetic shifts towards spring. This is a stone of joy, vitality, and high vibrational energy. After I cleanse all the crystals that I will use on Brigid's altar, I let them sit in the herbs that I will later put in her offering dish. I will program each one with an intent. I will do this quietly later as I meditate. This is the Brigid cross necklace that I received a couple of years ago. Still so shiny. This will be placed on my altar as well. Oops, I think I forgot I was still recording here. I love to ask the crystals too if they want to work with me first before I whisper any intention. And once I receive their answer, that's when I'll whisper my intention into them. And for me, my answer from them will be them turning really cold or really hot in my hand. I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know to make more content like this. I really enjoyed sharing how I use the items in the boxes that I receive, how I work with them, and the results. My altar is still not finished, but it's good for now.